I stole away and cried. Yeah, stole away and cried. Never had no money, now I wasn't satisfied. I wonder what's the matter now. Lord, wonder what's the matter now. Can't get no letter, Lord, don't need no letter, no how. I'm about to lose my mind. I'm about to lose my mind. Should have been some time about this great long time.
That was Shorty George by Smith Casey. Originally recorded in 1939, though it was released in 1942 on Folk Music of the United States, Album 4, Afro-American Blues and Game Songs. I've never listened to this at all, I don't think. It's a traditional song, but I don't think I've heard it. At least I don't recognize that. We're listening to that today because we have a Byrds song that's a cover of this up in competition today. Well, kind of a cover. It's a traditional song, and Roger McGuinn reworked it a little bit. Hi, my name is Bean, and you're watching Battle of the Band. We're on day 128 of the Byrds tournament today. That is match 61 in round 2. We're nearly to the end of round 2. There are 64 matches in round 2. If you're new here and you're wondering what a Byrds tournament is, let me fill you in. We took every single song with the Byrds released, and we threw them into a single elimination style tournament. Now they're doing battle and head-to-head competition until one remains in the end, and that's the very best song that the Byrds released. We're going to be starting off today with He Was a Friend of Mine, which is their cover of Shorty George, kind of. He Was a Friend of Mine was released on Turn, Turn, Turn in 1965. And according to Genius.com, it was originally a traditional song, of course, and it was rewritten by the Byrds' lead guitarist, Roger McGuinn, on the night that President John F. Kennedy was assassinated as a tribute to the president. It is also notable for being the first Byrds song to feature acoustic guitar as opposed to electric, played by McGuinn. Got a bye through the first round, so we haven't heard it yet in the channel. Its competition today we have heard, and that is Long Live the King, released in 1973 on Byrds, their final album in which all the Byrds reunited. Last round, that one defeated Pretty Polly, so we've heard this one once before. We should just go ahead and get into it, though. They're both pretty short. Let's start off with the cover. Here's He Was a Friend of Mine.
Killing the same. Oh, he was a friend of mine. Leader of a nation for such a precious time. He was a friend of mine.
It was pretty good. Just the way they ended the album, I guess. It's a decent enough cover of a traditional song with some extra modernity, with some extra modern touches thrown in there. At least modern for the time. I liked it. I don't know if I loved it. Let's check out "Long Live the King." This one's by David Crosby, by the way.
The first thing that they tell you is that you will be king. A priest, at least they tell you, and that then everything will be alright at last. You will finally be cast into your rightful role. They've got it all down cold. Next thing that they tell you is not to be afraid. Think you're better than the other. Somewhat fine and great, they'll lead you astray. You could be up there all alone. A star, they say, a million miles away from home. In empty space, is that the place you want it? The last thing that they tell you about is the history with his hood. They said, sell what you can, boy. Get out while it gets good. And they whisper in the evening all around the town. They said, woo, halt the dog dead. The king is falling down. They said, just like Humpty Dumpty, the king is falling down. They said, woo, oh, Humpty Dumpty now, king is falling down. They said, oh, and the king is falling down. They said, oh, Humpty Dumpty now, the king is falling down. They said, oh, and the king is falling down. They said, oh, Humpty Dumpty now, back together again. Oh, the king.
That one's pretty good. That's like got some funk in there. Really good sound. I dig the David Crosby stuff quite a bit. I'm gonna go with "Long Live the King" for my winner today. I thought the traditional take, the take on the traditional song, "He Was a Friend of Mine," was good, but it was just one of those things they ended their albums with, which I'm finding are just kind of like little oddball things. A nice tribute to a president you really liked, I guess. I don't get into public figures that much myself. Like, I wouldn't write a song about any of them. But, I don't know what it was like back in 1965 or whenever. Did they call him their friend? Like, when Kennedy was president, was he your friend? Like, everybody called him your friend. TV was pretty new, and I know you could have, like, sitcom families and things like that. Were those even around then? These are people you could see and talk to, but they didn't talk back, I don't know. It's a weird tangent. Like this video if you like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share with anyone you know who might be into this kind of content, and let me know down in the comments which of these two songs you would have chosen if it were you in the hot seat today. That's all the Byrds tournament action we've got going for the day, but please join me tomorrow when we get down with some more Byrds tournament action all over again. Until then, I hope you all have a great night, fantastic afternoon, and a wonderful morning. Thanks for watching. Bye.